Okay. Yeah, it's on now. Sorry about that. Hi, Saturday morning yoga with David. Good morning. We're going to start on our backs in Shavasana. So come on down. If you have a mat, great. If you don't, you can use the floor, carpeting. Just lay down on your back. And the whole philosophy we're practicing today is called a mandala, full circle. So as you lay here, just orient yourself with your space, how you're feeling mentally, emotionally, physically. Feel gravity pulling you down. From here, slide your right leg up to the inside of your left leg and let that right knee fall open. You can open your arms a little bit if you'd like. Just a supine tree to start. Extend your right leg back out. Slide your left foot to the inside of your right leg. Let that left knee fall open. In yoga, you breathe in and out your nose as rhythmically as you can. It's called pranayama. Separate your teeth, open the airway, or relieve stress. As you deepen your breath in and out your nose, it's an ujjayi pranayama, an energizing breath. You lock that energy in with your core, with bandhas. As you lay here with your left knee open, engage your abdominal muscles. It's Uddiyana Bandha. Pull up your pelvic floor, engage your glute muscles a little bit. It's Mula Bandha. This entire practice, keep those bandhas locked. Extend your left leg back out. Draw your right knee into your chest and hold. You can bend the left leg and plant the foot. It's more comfortable. Otherwise, leave that left leg long. Gently draw this right knee in towards your chest. Extend that right leg out. Draw in your left leg and hold. Check and make sure we're streaming okay. Yeah, looks good. Extend this left leg back out and start to alternate side to side. So draw this right knee in and extend it long. You can plant the foot with the knee bent or extend the leg back out. Just go side to side. You can synchronize with your breathing, so you inhale. Exhale as you extend it. Just one movement, one breath, side to side. Style of yoga called vinyasa. We don't all necessarily move at the same pace. We all breathe at different rhythms. You want to synchronize with your breath. It's the healthiest place for you to operate. As you draw in, you feel the edge as you go side to side. That limit for you, also unique. It's the healthiest place to operate. Do one more to each side. And then draw both knees into your chest and hold. As you release, plant your feet with your knees bent. And bring your feet out wide, maybe about as wide as your mat, almost uncomfortably wide. Allow the legs to fall to the right. So the right leg's heavy on the floor, left knee heads towards the right foot. Kind of a windshield wiper. Just hold and breathe here. Bring your knees up on windshield wiper over the left side. That left leg is heavy on the floor. Right knee heads towards the left foot. Continue to concentrate on breathing rhythmically in and out your nose. Concentrate during this entire practice on keeping your core engaged. Those bandhas locked. Begin to windshield wiper back and forth. So you inhale as your knees come up. Exhale as you go to one side. Inhale up. Exhale as you go to the other side. One movement, one breath. Classic vinyasa movement. One more to each side. And draw your knees in towards your chest. And this time, bring your head up towards your knees. Just hold here. And then begin to rock forward and back on your mat. You're actually going to go in a semicircle, just rocking back and forth until your feet will point in the opposite direction, the opposite end of your mat. It's in the honor of the mandala practice that we move in ways that aren't necessarily comfortable. Once you get to the other side, drop your feet, have your hands gently behind you, and bring your feet out wide as the mat again. Let them drop over to the right side. Left knee targets the right foot. Just hold here for a few breaths. A little different angle sitting up. You find a little more depth. Bring your knees up. Windshield wiper over to the other side. Hold. Put the windshield wiper back and forth, just like you did laying back. Moving side to side. I'm going to check one more time here. All right. Once your legs come over to the right, plant the right leg firmly on the mat. Have this left knee inside your right foot. Plant the right hand, and you can push your hips high, reaching with this left hand, with knees down, or you can point and straighten this left leg so you're straight from the top of your left hand right out to the bottom, your left toes. Stargazer, if you will. Bring your hips down, come all the way back down to the mat. Begin to roll back and forth on the mat and go the other way this time. Once again, it might feel a little bit uncomfortable. It's all part of this practice. Take you out of your comfort zone a little bit. Once you get back to the other end, plant your feet again, about as wide as your mat. Windshield wiper back and forth. Hands supporting behind you. The side-to-side movement, lateral movement. It's good for the body, good for the brain. It's a full integration, brain, body. Connection. Next time your legs are over to the left, have that left leg heavy. Right knee inside the left foot. Plant the left hand, reach the right hand, bring the hips up. You can straighten the right leg so you're straight from the top of the right fingers, right out your right toes in this stargazer, if you will. Then keep turning to the left. Find a full plank lengthwise on your mat. Push your hips high and simply step to the top of your mat, rolling up one vertebrae at a time. On the top of your mat, we're going to begin sun salutations, Surya Namaskara. So start with your feet hip distance apart. Inhale your arms high, and then exhale into a forward fold. As you inhale, look forward, flatten your back in a half lift. And as you exhale, plant your hands and step right foot back, followed by left foot with hips high in a downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. And an inhale, come forward to a full plank. And I'm going to give you a modification. The modification is to drop to your knees, flatten your feet. Bring your gaze up and a sway in your back with your tailbone tipped high. The modification to upward facing dog. Come out, you tuck your toes, push your hips high back into that downward facing dog. It's easier on the shoulders. It's a nice variation to use. Otherwise, come forward to that full plank. And exhale, bend your elbows, hover over the mat in Chaturanga Dandasana. Flip your feet flat, straighten your arms as you shine your heart and bring your gaze forward. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Tuck your toes, push your hips high, downward facing dog. We'll continue to move. Inhale your right leg high in the air behind you in a single leg down dog. On an exhale, gently step that right foot forward to a low lunge. Inhale as you twist this lunge with your right hand reaching high towards the sky. On an exhale, your right hand comes down, your left foot steps next to your right foot. Sitting low, you inhale your hands high in Utkatasana, chair. Then exhale as you come out to Tadasana, mountain pose. Step your right leg across the mat, arms reaching high in a 5-pointed star, and immediately exhale at the other end of your mat in a forward fold, and we'll continue. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step left foot, followed by right foot with hips high and downward facing dog. Inhale to that full plank. You know your options if you want to come to your knees. Exhale as you lower down to Chaturanga. Inhale, shine your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg high in the air, this time behind you. Exhale as you step that foot forward to a low lunge. Inhale as you reach your left hand to the sky. Exhale, hand down, right foot next to left, sitting low. Inhale, hands high. Utkatasana. Exhale as you come up. Begin to flow smoothly across your mat to forward fold at the other side. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, stepping left foot or right foot, then left foot into downward facing dog. Continue to move at the pace of your breathing. Concentrate on moving with your core engaged. Practice the vinyasa style of yoga. Breathing as deeply as you can, in and out your nose. Deep pranayama. Ujjayi pranayama. Feel your core giving you stability in the movement. And then slowly round up one vertebrae at a time. Shoulders back and down. Beautiful. I'm going to step across the mat one more time. Start at the opposite end. We're going to move through classic yoga poses and then transition in honor of the mandala practice. From here, step your left foot back, heel is down, bend in the right knee, hips and shoulders are square to the front of your mat, to the top of your mat. Inhale, hands high. Together, if you'd like, your gaze is raised. Exhale as your hands come down. Turn through the back of your mat. Your feet rotate opposite directions. So your left toes now are out the top at the opposite end of your mat. Right heel is down. Hips and shoulders square to the top of the mat. Inhale, hands up, gaze follows. Hands can come together if you'd like, or separated like you're holding an energy ball over your head. Exhale as your hands come down. Any good warrior, I'm going to show some humility. Practice humble warrior. Hands clasped behind you. And on an exhale, your head comes down right inside your left knee. You can find support with that left leg. You can drop your hands, find support at the ground. There's actually another bandha. If you tuck your chin, look back at your belly button. It's called Jalandhara. You have Jalandhara, Mula, and Uddiyana all engaged. That's the Mahabandha, the mother bond. Inhale as you rise and gently straighten this left leg. You can keep your grip, or you can release your hands down to the mat as you exhale. Gently drop your head down till you feel that resistance. It's okay. You can find support with your arms. Inhale as you gently rise, release your grip. Rotate your feet again, turning through the back of your mat. Right toes pointed out the top of your mat. Hips are square. Find a grip that works for you. Then exhale as your head drops right inside your right knee. Let gravity pull your head down. It's humble warrior. It's a deceivingly difficult pose. Breathe. You should easily hear your breathing in and out your nose. Inhale as you rise. You can release your grip or keep it. Gently straighten your right leg. As you exhale, let gravity pull your head down towards the mat. Inhale as you rise, release your grip. Exhale as you step to the top of the mat in Tadasana. So another warrior, Virabhadrasana Dre. From here, step your right foot back, long down your mat, open your hips so those right toes are pointed out the front, top of your mat, long edge of your mat. Left toes out the side. You want your hips wide open. Inhale, arms to opposite walls. You have a drishti gaze over your left hand. It's warrior pose, Virabhadrasana. It's meant to feel intense, like ready for battle. It's not very zen. That's the kind of intensity you should feel. Exhale, you can drop your arms, rotate your feet, turn through the front of your mat to your right toes are pointed out the top of the opposite end. Left toes are pointed forward. It said you grow the roots, then the branches. Inhale, arms to opposite walls. You find that drishti gaze of your right hand. Release your arms. Turn your toes back the opposite way. Gently straighten your left leg. Inhale, arms to a strong T so you're flat as a board. Exhale, this left hand targets the left foot. It might get there, it might not. It's just a target, not a goal. Inhale, the right hand high, arms wide. Be expansive. This is Utthita Trikonasana, extended triangle. Feel your core engaged, those bandhas giving you stability, integrity in the pose. Exhale, you can release your arms down as you rotate your feet back the opposite direction. Your right leg is straight, right toes out the end of the mat. Your left toes pointed forward. Inhale, arms to a strong T. And on an exhale, gently target this right hand towards your right foot. Inhale, left hand high to the sky. Triangle, extended triangle, be expansive. This Utthita Trikonasana. Inhale, arms back to a strong T. And on an exhale, step to the middle of your mat, facing forward in mountain pose. That might have felt a little bit uncomfortable, moving end to end like that. That's part of this mandala philosophy. It's good for the brain and the body, that integration. Takes you out of your comfort zone. So appreciate the benefit you gave your entire self. We're going to go through a balancing sequence. Like the other sequences, it's a little bit complicated, a little bit confusing. But just work at it, appreciate the benefit you're getting from it. If you fall out of a pose, just get right back in. So from the middle of your mat, bend your knees a little bit. And bring this right leg up and over your left leg. So this right foot is reaching for the back of your left foot. Some people can actually get their right foot to wrap behind their left ankle. I'm going to kickstand. You can float this foot as well. Once you're there, open your arms wide, sitting as low as you can. And you want to wrap this left arm under the right. So the right comes over. Palms might come together as you elevate your elbows, sitting even lower. This eagle pose. As you unwind everything, bring your arms to a strong T and lift your right leg to the side in a shooting star. Feel those bandhas locked. Ujjayi pranayama energizing. You're going to find a warrior 3, another Virabhadrasana, reaching both hands out over your head like you're holding an energy ball, counterbalancing with your right foot straight behind you. Stay here. If you'd like a little balance challenge, bring your hands down to the mat. Your head moves closer to your standing left leg, and your right leg goes high behind you. 3-point balance. If you get your right leg high enough in the air, it's standing splits. From here, find your way back to warrior 3, extending your arms straight out over your head, with your right leg behind you. Open your arms, lift your right leg to the side, that shooting star, and you're going to end in a variation of a one-legged chair. Bring your hands to heart center. Cross your right ankle over your left knee, figure 4, sitting low. Level your chin with the floor as you continue to sit low. Maybe your right elbow finds your right knee. Maybe your left elbow finds your right ankle. Temple pose. When you come out, simply exhale and step. Mountain pose. Do that on the other side. A little bit of an angle, give you a little better view of the poses. Feet are hip distance apart, bend in the knees, cross left leg over right. This left ankle targets behind the right ankle. Some people can actually wrap that left foot in behind their right ankle. You can kickstand, you can float the leg. Keep the hips square to the front. Open your arms wide. You bring this left arm over the right, right under left. Wrap your arms, palms together, elevate the elbows. Level the chin with the floor as you sit even lower. You need to breathe as deeply as you can. Unwind everything. Your arms out to a strong T and lift your leg to the side in a shooting star. Find Virabhadrasana, tray, warrior 3 by extending both hands over your head like you're holding an energy ball. The left leg straight behind you. You're floating over the floor. Can stay here or go a little deeper. Bring your hands down to the floor as that left leg goes ever higher. As your head comes closer. Standing right leg. Here you're breathing deeply in and out your nose. Little balance challenge. Keep the left leg lifted as you reach over your head again. Warrior 3. Open arms wide. Leg out to the side in that shooting star. Then end in that variation. One-legged chair. You bring your hands to heart center. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. Sitting low. Maybe your left elbow finds your left knee. Maybe your right elbow finds your left ankle. And simply exhale as you step into mountain pose. Very nice. All right. Come all the way down onto your back on your mat. As you lay back, straighten your legs and lift that straight leg, right leg, up towards the sky, holding behind the calf. Keep the left leg straight but floating in the air. A scissor, if you will. Bring your nose up as close to your lifted right leg as you can. Put a lot into it. Plenty warm. Release, scissor your legs. Hold your left leg and the calf. Bringing your head as close as you can to the lifted left leg. The right leg floats. You can do this with bent knees like a bicycle. You can start to move and flow. You can turn this into a vinyasa movement. Inhale. Draw yourself in. Exhale as you switch. Inhale as you go to the other leg. If moving with your breath is too much, you can hold for a few more breath cycles. But either way, you're pulling yourself up as close to the lifted leg as you can. Moving with the legs scissoring like this is atypical, but it's good for the entire core, especially the lower abdominal muscles. You're isolating them. Appreciate the benefit you're giving your entire core. The work is difficult, but the reward is great. Concentrate, you can do it. The body is stronger than the mind. Energize. Then simply pull your knees into your chest. Let your head come back to the mat. And appreciate that hard work you just did. As you release your knees, plant your feet, this time about hip distance apart. Flatten your shoulders. And reach your hands towards your heels. Some people can touch their heels. Some people can actually grab their ankles. Once you're set, push your hips high in a bridge. Just hold and breathe. Keep the shoulders flat by reaching your hands towards your feet or holding your feet. You lift your hips high with leg muscles. We engage Mula Bandha. Engage your glute muscles, your hips go higher. Engage your quad muscles, hips go higher. You feel how integrated your entire core is, including your leg muscles. It's important to do a back bend like this. Realigns the discs between the vertebrae. If you need to take a break, just let your hips drop and then bring them back up. And then very gently, let your hips come all the way back down to the mat. Gently, very gently, draw your knees towards your chest, little counter pose. Begin to let your breathing return to normal. And as promised, we'll end where we began, in Shavasana. Extend your legs long. Flatten your shoulders, arms comfortably at your side. Surrender into your mat. Let gravity take over, pull you down into the earth. Your breathing is natural, autonomic, if you will. Shavasana is an asana. It's a pose. There's a focus to this pose. Your natural breathing. Feel your body breathing rhythmically like a tide coming in and out. The waves of the ocean. Body does an amazing thing. Breathes autonomically. Let it. Any thoughts that enter your mind, you let them go by going back to observing and focusing on your natural breathing. Resist the urge to move and remain perfectly still. And just be. Begin to reawaken. Find some natural movement. You should bring your awareness back. Fingers, toes, arms, legs, whatever feels natural. Classically, you roll through the right side of a fetal position. Keeps the heart on the left lifted, signifies the rebirth of your practice. Eventually, we'll all meet together in a seated posture. I'll talk a little bit, so take your time. This mandala practice, a full circle, signifies the circle of life. Sometimes returning to our beginnings, reflecting. Can be a little disorienting, confusing, frustrating. But that's life. We learn how to overcome that here in the yoga studio. And you take it with you and practice it in your real life. This progression takes us all the way back to Shavasana, and it imprints the practice. Resets the mind, the body, and the spirit. And gives you a gift. You're more content, you're happier than when you began, and you get to take that feeling with you and enjoy it the rest of the day. Bring your hands to heart center. The light in me honors the light in you, my friends. Namaste. Have a wonderful day. I hope to see you again next Saturday morning. Thank you.